They're not necessarily the fastest karts out there, but then again, British touring cars aren't as quick as British GTs, but the crowds flock to see the British touring cars, and it's all about the racing, and that's what we're going to find here right now as they go into turn one, the hook, the first the right, then the hairpin left, and then the fast right-hand exit, and it's the number 2 of Jacob Sharrock. That looks composed as anything. Looks like he's sitting in a garden having a cup of tea at the wheel of that number 2.
He's leading with great ease. The M plate's gone back at least one. I think he's running 4th, but 1-2, and it is, I think, Lewis Jones in 2nd. I'm not quite sure who's picked up into 3rd place. I think Matthew Roberts is in the 3 car, but just rather than spectator, we'll wait for the rather more obvious indication of the numbers. Yeah, it is a 3 and 3rd, so Roberts has picked up 3rd place. And they'll come across the there's a kind of a massive kerfuffle. 2 or 3 karts in trouble.
That's the 99.
He's had a nightmare.
Yeah, he has the 99. If I can just grab my... It's Paul Handley, of course.
Paul's had a few problems during the day.
Certainly the brightest coloured kart out there, isn't he?
But out of the front, not breaking away, is Sharrock. He's got Lewis Jones right on his rear bumper. They've given themselves a little bit of breathing room to Matthew Roberts in the yellow and blue machine. But they go round and onto the Lancaster curve for the second time competitively in this final. You've got 5 karts sort of thinking about being in the battle for the lead.
Yeah, first 2, then a bit of a gap. Then you've got Matthew Roberts, Philip Richardson and Anwar Beryl Smith. Beryl Smith looking very, very racy indeed, coming up onto the back of the Macy plate holder and looking like he might challenge Anwar. Challenging, is he? No, not at all. And you're right, Nick, the 2 become 5 in a moment, any moment now, as they... Plenty of time left. We're only 2 minutes in.
Yeah, I think there's an element here about, certainly with Lewis Jones. I think Lewis Jones is not particularly interested in overtaking Jacob Sharrock at the moment. He's really following his footsteps. He's not in any way looking to make any manoeuvres. So whether what he's trying to do is just thin the field out by spending a few laps going really quickly and just try and break a few of the others, so he's not dealing with a 15 kart train, and then see where you go from here.
Well, the kart in 3rd place, Matthew Roberts, who seems to have Philip Richardson and Anwar Beryl Smith, I should say, attached by bungee cords to his rear bumper, and they are dragging up to those first 2 karts. And I would say that's pretty much a 5-kart train now.
I'll give you that.
Yeah. Ronnie Townsend and Russell Ending circulating together in 6th and 7th. Then we've got Alex Horn, Alex Van Gien and Tom Angier rounding off the top 10 in a group of 3. Not that far behind them.
A little bit of a look up the outside there, thinking about what might be to come later on from Lewis Jones. But Sharrock, as you say, relaxed, and certainly that gap between 1st, 2nd and 3rd has now disappeared. And it's a comfort kart length which Roberts holds back from Jones, and then you've got Richardson and Anwar Beryl Smith. And you've got a little bit of a gap there between 3rd and 4th, but that'll ebb and flow and close again.
High-speed gamer chest.
Throw a 10 heavy.
High-speed gamer chest, isn't it? When you pull the pin.
Yeah, they're not.
When you pull the trigger.
I think that the only person who's really quite keen to move forward at the moment is 5th place Beryl Smith, who would very much like to get past Philip Richardson. I don't think he feels there's quite the pace in Richardson that he has. I'm not saying that's true, but just think that's what he feels.
I think we've got Jacob Sharrock there. I think Jacob is controlling the pace a little bit. I think he's doing it all. Just what he needs to do. Oh, and there's a gap, and that gap was filled by Lewis Jones.
Yeah, you make a tiny mistake.
And Lewis Jones is an unknown entity from round 1 because he wasn't there.
Yeah.
From what I can gather, from what I can see.
So nice move from Jones to watch this one again.
It's another one at McWhirter's, isn't it? The ideal line is that late turning, but you leave the door open.
He went very wide.
And that's because that's the line. Look, he was aimed at the apex.
No one else is wider than that. I think Sharrock make it.
No, you reckon?
Yeah, they've got big areas.
Sharrock's come back.
I'm going to come back anyway. I'm not being in the lead here. So Sharrock will be shown in the lead again for the entirety of that lap, and that never happened.
Now this 5, if they continue...
They are 5.
Yeah, if this 5 are tied together with bungee cords... if they continue swapping positions, then the karts behind them, which are not that far away, those 2 at least, will join in.
Yeah, And now looking just
Oh,
a chance.
and
It's the
here-
3 cart of Roberts. He's going to
Yeah.
get Jones. He's going to have to tough it out. It's not always. It
is.
looks like he has. I think he just got the edge he needed to get round Chandler's. Now they have given a minor break to Sharrock because of their squabbling, and they're going to have to close that down next. That's the most important thing, is to close that gap down rather, because if he gets away, getting him back is going to be really hard. And up comes the Macy plate holder. Roberts also has a little bit of a think about going past Jones.
They've all caught back up to Sharrock. It was very amicable squabbling, wasn't it? He didn't fight him that hard, did Lewis, and it was probably sensible, because what you don't want to do is slow yourself down and let Sharrock just disappear.
Yeah.
Sharrock is leading, but he's now still taking that wide line.
Yeah,
you'll
it's
know.
probably theoretically the quickest, but these are exceptionally vulnerable.
He is still vulnerable into that corner.
Glance over the shoulder by Richardson on the M plate towards Anwar on the O plate. So the special plate drivers are having a bit of a think about what they should do next. The thing is that we're not even at halfway yet, so there's kind of a case of, and they haven't really broken everyone behind, because they're only 1.5 seconds behind. So any sort of minor kerfuffle, and they're going to have a 7 kart field. But these 5 round Raymond's hairpin, no one making any sort of move whatsoever on that lap.
No.
Absolutely
Everybody
fine.
are happy to sit where they are. The trigger was pulled. I think it was an opportunist move by Lewis Jones. He saw the door open. He thought, I might as well have a bit of leading. Jacob Sharrock said, hang on, mate, that's not in the script. I'm having that back. And has resumed. Looks over his shoulder there. He sees Matthew Roberts. Hard to miss that bright blue and yellow.
Yeah, there's a little bit of movement. The lead between just the 5th to 6th gap came down by a couple of tenths last time as well. So they should be able to keep it up again. There's a big, long chain. They're helping themselves out with all the slipstreaming. They are slightly, every now and again, it looks like they're going to drop Anwar when they're going around the outside there was Jones thinking about something. This lap they were having a bit of a go, but he did nothing. Nothing changed.
Into the hook then. There's about 5 minutes, there is 5 minutes remaining, so plenty of time for this high-speed game of chess to become less of a checkmate and less of a stalemate, I should say.
And more of a checkmate.
More of a checkmate.
There we go.
Yeah. Can I do that again?
Well, yeah, can you come in
Can
again?
I do that again?
But,
through Chandler's.
Yeah, the third place, there's a kind of a element there. I'm just really wondering what Lewis Jones is going to do, because I think he's under pressure from behind, because he can't let affect him. He's got to try and keep himself as close as possible to second. That's the end plate with the green helmet of Philip Richardson. And what Beryl Smith and the O plate's kind of been sitting in 5th for a while. A little look to the right there by our second place man Matthew Roberts, but Sharrock wasn't really perturbed by it. And it wasn't really a particularly serious examination. He's gone past him once. I doubt he'll be given that offer again in the last 2 or 3 laps. So now he has to work out where he can get past him in the future and take the lead. That's our second place man on the 3 plate, Matthew Roberts.
Noticed Alex Van Gien dropped down the previous lap there to 10th place behind Tom Angier. They're having a great little battle themselves, and that's the thing about this GX UK senior category. You can find somebody to race with all the way down the field. It's not necessarily about this part of the field, i.e. the front.
Though it is for us.
You can find it is, yes. Oh, and all sorts kicks off there, and we've got Lewis Jones
dropping down, I think. No, he didn't, because he toughed it out.
Well, he went side by side with the number 3 Matthew Roberts, and then found himself on the outside. So maybe with just coming up to 3 minutes, they know exactly how long's to go, Nick.
There we go.
And there's Roberts down the inside of the number 3 again.
Roberts is really having had enough of this now.
He wants to have another bash at the lead, isn't he?
And there's an element also which is bringing the end plate of Richardson and the open. Oh, a mistake there. Going slightly. Oh, he realised it.
He knows he
and
got
there
wide.
goes Anwar Beryl Smith into 4th place. It was a mistake, and we've seen people go one wheel too wide on that exact corner 4 or 5 times. He just lose the drive, and now he's got to find a way of getting back past Anwar again.
He knew it, didn't he? He knew it. Sharrock at the front of the field, putting his head down below the steering wheel just to reduce the airflow. They all pour around that Raymond's hairpin and then on towards through the sweeps. That starts the lap here into turn 1, which is the hook. It's turns 1, 2 and 3 actually, if you want to be pedantic.
Yeah,
but look at that.
Jones attacking Roberts, that's letting Sharrock get away.
Yes, he is. This is Lewis Jones' favourite spot here. If the door is left open, which it wasn't by Matthew Roberts on the yellow and blue EOS.
Yeah, I think Roberts at this point needs, if Roberts has got anything, he needs to throw it out now just to give himself a bit of breathing space over Jones, who's really looking racy. But any movement he does to go past Roberts is going to cost them both time in relation to Sharrock. And Sharrock's had a good lap here. Sharrock's now managed to get a little bit of daylight with just under 2 minutes and a lap to run.
We have underneath the 2 minute bell has metaphorically sounded, and time, these drivers will know time is running out, but you can't just turn left or right and drive past the kart in front. You've got to time it all, get it all very right, keep the momentum on your kart. And if anything, Sharrock has got a little bit of a cushion there that can disappear in the blink of an eye if he just gets a wheel wrong. But he's carrying the number 2. He's the 2024 vice champion.
I'll tell you who's looking racier, and that's Beryl Smith, the O-plate holder. He's from slightly hanging back. He's now absolutely on the tail of the 4th, and now he's probably thinking, I've got 3 laps or so, possibly 4 and outside, 3.5 laps at the outside, to try and do something, get myself on the podium at least. But there's a kind of a desire by all of these drivers at the moment. It's remarkable, and the 4 of them are going to go piling into the hairpin, but no real moves on that one. Yeah,
Sharrock was a little bit to the right there, not overly defensive, just sort of making it very hard for anyone to come down his outside.
They are going to be absolutely on the cusp of 1 lap or 2 laps.
Philip Richardson's right there as well, though. And if Beryl Smith, who's planning something, but then again, so is Lewis Jones on that number 28, and so is the number 3, Matthew Roberts, and so is Jacob Sharrock, to keep them all behind him.
If they do the same lap time as last time, they'll cross the line at 7:59.7.
No way.
Yeah. Now, sometimes the timekeepers get that slightly wrong and give them the last lap, so it's going to be quite hard to work out his last lap or not.
Yeah, we'll see it on the timing screen. Here they come then, down the straight towards Raymond's. It's Sharrock positioning the kart in the middle of the track. They come out, they stay line astern.
Oh.
The move has been made by the end plate. It's the last lap.
59.760.
It's the last lap.
It's not the last lap, but
it is the last lap.
They've had the last lap board.
Don't confuse us, Nick.
It's a quarter of a second.
Don't confuse us.
They've got the last lap. That's fine.
Yeah, here we go. McGuirt's for the final time. Jacob Sharrock, look how tight he takes that turn. He was not leaving any kind of gap at all. And now it's all about keeping your foot hard in through Chandler's, again defensive. Everybody's going to be tripping over. If Sharrock wins this, it could be anybody for 2nd, 3rd and 4th. Look at this train of karts out of the Dell for the final time then. And it's a sprint down the straight. It's line astern, 2 wide for 2nd. 2 wide for 2nd with the number 3. Yeah, change for 2nd.
Everyone's together.
Oh, and they go wide. Who's it across the line? It's almost 3 wide across the line. Sharrock takes the win. Matthew Roberts in 3rd. Anwar Beryl Smith in 3rd, sorry. What did I say there?
Roberts is 2nd. Beryl Smith is 3rd.
The number 3.
Jones is 4th. Richardson is 5th. So the winner in that last lap was Anwar Beryl Smith, who picked up the 3rd place. Sharrock